taxes and civic responsibility. Understanding your role in society and managing obligations responsibly. Introduction. Taxes are an essential part of modern society. They fund education, healthcare, infrastructure, and public services that support community development. For young people, understanding taxes and civic responsibility is a crucial aspect of financial literacy. For young leaders aged 18 to 35 seeking to start a career and lead financial literacy in schools, this module is important because it equips you to comply with legal obligations and avoid penalties. It builds awareness of how your contributions affect society. It allows you to teach students the value of responsible citizenship and financial participation. This module will cover the basics of taxation, types of taxes and how they work, civic responsibilities beyond taxes, practical strategies for compliance and teaching students, global perspectives on taxes for young professionals. By the end of this module, you will understand how taxes work, your responsibilities as a citizen, and how to lead financial literacy in schools through coffee clubs. Section 1. Understanding taxes. 1.1 What are taxes? Taxes are mandatory financial contributions imposed by governments on individuals and businesses to fund public goods and services. They are collected at local, regional, and national levels. 1.2 Why taxes matter. Funding public services. Taxes pay for schools, hospitals, roads, public transport, and security. Reducing inequality. Tax revenues fund social programs that support vulnerable populations. Economic development. Taxes help governments invest in infrastructure and promote business growth. Civic responsibility. Paying taxes demonstrates accountability and social participation. 1.3 Common misconceptions about taxes. Taxes are theft. Taxes are contributions that fund essential services for society. Young people don't need to pay taxes. Even entry-level jobs, freelance work, and small businesses are subject to taxation. Avoiding taxes is harmless. Non-compliance can result in penalties, legal action, and reduced public services. Section 2. Types of taxes. Different countries implement various taxes. Understanding the main types helps you plan and comply effectively. 2.1 Income tax. Definition: tax on earnings from employment, business, or investments. Progressive tax: higher earners pay a higher percentage. How it works: employers often deduct taxes directly from salaries. Freelancers may need to file annual returns. Example: if your annual income is $20,000 and the tax rate is 10%, you pay $2,000 in income tax. 2.2 Value-added tax, VAT, or sales tax. Definition: tax applied to goods and services at the point of sale. Purpose: generates revenue from consumption rather than income. How it affects you: when buying clothes, electronics, or food, a portion of the price goes to government revenue. 2.3 Property tax. Definition: tax on land, houses, or other real estate assets. Purpose: funds local services like schools, waste management, and infrastructure. Tip: property owners should budget for annual or semi-annual payments. 2.4 Corporate and business taxes. Definition: tax levied on profits of businesses. Purpose: ensures companies contribute to societal development. Relevance to young entrepreneurs: understanding business taxes is critical for compliance and sustainable growth. 2.5 Other taxes. Excise duties, applied to specific goods, e.g., alcohol, tobacco, fuel. Import and export duties, taxes on goods crossing borders. Capital gains tax, applied on profits from selling assets or investments. Section 3. Civic responsibility. 3.1 What is civic responsibility? Civic responsibility refers to the duties and obligations of citizens to contribute to the well-being of their communities and society. Taxes are one form of civic responsibility, but there are others. Participating in democracy, voting in elections, being informed on policies. Community service, volunteering, mentoring, or supporting social causes. Environmental responsibility, reducing waste, conserving resources, and supporting sustainability initiatives. Financial accountability, paying taxes, managing personal finances responsibly, and avoiding fraud. 3.2 Why civic responsibility matters for young people. Demonstrates leadership and integrity. Builds trust with peers, family, and society. Encourages active participation in community development. Enhances personal and career growth by modeling responsible behavior. Section 4. How to manage taxes responsibly. 4.1 Understanding your tax obligations. Identify applicable taxes in your country. Keep records of income, expenses, and deductions. Understand filing deadlines and payment schedules. 4.2 Tools for tax management. Digital platforms. Many countries have online portals for filing taxes. Accounting apps track income, expenses, and deductions automatically. Professional advice. Consult accountants or financial advisors for clarity. 4.3 Practical tips for young professionals. Start early, register for tax identification numbers and understand obligations. Budget for taxes. Include estimated tax payments in monthly budgets. Claim allowable deductions. Education, medical, or business expenses may reduce taxable income. File accurately. Avoid penalties or audits due to errors. Section 5. Global perspectives on taxes. Understanding global taxation practices broadens perspective for young people working internationally or engaging in cross-border business. United States, progressive income tax, Social Security contributions, VAT on certain goods. United Kingdom, PAYE system for employment, VAT, council taxes. Nigeria, personal income tax, VAT, corporate income tax, tertiary education tax. India, GST, income tax, corporate tax, capital gains tax. Key insight: while specifics vary, the principles of compliance, accountability, and civic contribution remain universal. Section 6. Common mistakes young people make with taxes. Ignoring tax requirements, failing to register or file taxes. Procrastination, missing deadlines leads to penalties. Poor record keeping, inadequate documentation makes filing difficult. Overlooking deductions or credits, missing opportunities to reduce tax liability. Engaging in tax evasion, illegal practices can result in severe legal consequences. Section 7. Teaching taxes and civic responsibility in schools. Coffee Hub leaders can help students understand taxes and civic duties effectively. 7.1 Activities to engage students. Mock tax filing exercise. Students calculate income, expenses, and deductions. Community project. Identify local needs funded by taxes, such as schools or sanitation. Debates. Discuss why paying taxes is important for society. Simulation games. Allocate fictional tax revenue to fund community projects. Guest speakers. Invite tax officials or accountants to explain practical procedures. 7.2 Lessons students learn. Taxes fund essential public services. Civic responsibility includes legal compliance and community engagement. Financial literacy is intertwined with societal participation. Section 8. Linking taxes to financial independence. Understanding taxes helps young people make informed financial decisions. Budgeting. Taxes must be considered when planning monthly or yearly budgets. Investing. Some investments offer tax advantages, e.g., retirement accounts. Entrepreneurship. Knowledge of corporate taxes supports business planning. Long-term planning. Paying taxes on time protects credit history and financial reputation. Section 9. Case studies and real-life examples. Case 1. Young entrepreneur and business tax compliance. Maya, 27, started a small digital marketing agency. By registering her business and paying corporate taxes on time, she avoided legal issues, built credibility, and gained access to government incentives for small businesses. Case 2. Individual filing income taxes early. Ahmed, 23, filed his first tax return correctly and on time. This gave him a tax record used to apply for a student loan and later for a small business grant, illustrating how compliance can unlock opportunities. Case 3, Civic Responsibility in Action. A group of young students organized a community cleanup funded partially through local tax awareness initiatives. They learned how taxes support public infrastructure and applied it to make a tangible impact. Section 10, Key Takeaways for Young People. Taxes are a civic duty. Compliance supports society and community development. Stay informed, know the taxes applicable to your income, business, or investments. Plan and budget, allocate funds for taxes to avoid surprises. Led by example, teaching civic responsibility builds credibility and leadership skills. Integrate financial literacy with civic engagement. Knowledge of taxes is part of comprehensive financial empowerment. Conclusion. Taxes and civic responsibility are fundamental aspects of financial literacy. For young people globally, mastering these concepts allows you to contribute positively to society, maintain compliance with legal obligations, make informed financial decisions that support long-term goals. Through Coffee Hub, young leaders can use this knowledge to create career opportunities and teach students to manage taxes and civic duties responsibly. Financial literacy is not only about personal wealth, it is also about building stronger, informed, and responsible communities.